Peace and blessings, beloved. Here to give you an update from my being, Astarius Miraculii. As many of you experienced in the live that I did about a week ago, it was actually live on Instagram, and shared with you that this body of mine was diagnosed with prostate cancer. And it's quite a detailed video. Actually, the video itself was like 44 minutes. For some reason, Facebook cut it off at 15 minutes, so I'll have to put the other pieces up there so you can get the rest of that video. But right now, I want to give you an update, and also to say thank you so much to all of you that send your prayers and your well wishes, and also your wellness donations. Many people were so financially generous in extending to assist me in my challenging initiation. Thank you so much for that, and those who feel moved to offer wellness donations, all of the information by which you can do that is in the description. So I'm going to offer a couple of tones. This is about an update for my healing, but also all-inclusive healing momentum. I am choosing to use my health challenge as a means to milk a miracle, not only for myself, but for the collective as well. And just giving space for a few more people to pop in here, I'm going to offer some vocal harmonics with the intention of healing for myself and healing for the collective, and whatever it is that you, beloved, may need for your specific healing. So align with me, shifting the dial of awareness to healing ad infinitum, all dimensionally, quickened from the platform of this three-dimensional now moment, reaching up to connect with the all-dimensionality of life. Thank you, Divine Creator, God, Goddess, Absolute, for circling in with us in this now moment for the intention of all-inclusive, all-dimensional healing for myself and for every being in the collective. As we are now shifting the dial of our awareness to everywhere and every when where there are unlimited versions of healing, every version of victory, every version wherein I am my own champion, and each one of us are our own champion, and calling this all-dimensional frequency into alignment with this now moment in this three-dimensional platform, as we call forth the quickening to elevate this three-dimensional moment into fifth-dimensional embrace. Thank you, God Almighty. Thank you, beloveds, for presencing with me in this experience. I wanted to give a bit of a heads up, shoot another video to let you know I was coming on, and just the timing was not such, and so I am spontaneously here, and a lot of you will get this through the replay. Sometimes there's a greater value that we place on if we're in a live video, more so than if we get the replay. But by virtue of the fact that every time is now, even if you get the replay, you are totally in sync with the moment of the live, because every moment is its own version of now. So nothing is ever lost, nothing is ever missed. In this journey with this diagnosis, and in the previous video I said that my body had received a diagnosis of prostate cancer, and I'm amending that. My body didn't receive that because I'm not breathing life force into a diagnosis. The diagnosis was given, and I'm breathing life force into my wholeness. I feel the resonance of who I am as a whole being. I've had a lot of ups and downs and highs and lows in these months that I've been addressing this health challenge. A great measure of more ups than downs, but certainly the downs have had a tendency to, at times, literally kick my sacred ass, and like lots and lots of lessons. Sometimes I've experienced the wailing sob, where I was just sobbing and wailing. I've had some moments like that, where I was caught in the vibration of the humanness of it all, and I've just prostrated my body, belly down to the ground, and my arms stretched out in the prayer position, and just sobbed it out, and with great dignity, because I know that the sobbing and the wailing is not an expression of weakness. The sobbing and wailing is an expression of strength. In fact, if there is no resistance in the moment, children teach us that. Little ones can skin their knees and they cry like there's no tomorrow, and they cry it all out, and the next moment it's like there's not even any reality of a skinned knee. But we've been programmed so away from our feeling nature that so often we don't allow that. I'm so grateful that I've learned, to allow that and recognize the strength, of crying it out, sobbing it out, wailing it out. And this morning, I experienced the insanity of joy. I experienced the wailing sob, but it was a different wailing. It was the wailing sob of joy, the insanity of joy. It was like so much joy that it was just insane. because it was so full of bliss while I was at the same time in the midst of this challenge. And I've been riding that vibration all day long. And the message that came to me is that I will have a victory in this experience no matter what. I don't have all of the awareness of how the victory will play itself out. I just know by the grace of God that a victory will play itself out. And I've decided that not only on my own behalf, but on behalf of the collective, I'm going to milk a miracle out of this health challenge of mine for myself and for every being. There's a channel on YouTube called the GFL Station, and it's channelings, from the Galactic Federation and higher dimensional beings, and you might want to check that station out. But one of the messages that was coming through from these higher beings is that in this month of July, we would be experiencing a collective dark night of the soul. And certainly I know this dark night of the soul experience from my own personal journey. And because I am empathic and I do champion the collective, I can also feel when I'm carrying, some of the burden of the collective. And that's the price that is paid for accelerated evolvement. We pay that price. Just like in a family, the eldest ones have to take care of the little ones, tie their shoes, make their lunch, take them to school, and whatever the case may be. And when we accelerate, in our evolvement, then there's a higher accountability to balance energy for the collective. So I've been feeling that. And I encourage you to go and check out that channel, the GFL Station. And some of what they were speaking about is the transits astrologically that are happening here in this month of July, with transiting Neptune in conjunction with transiting Saturn, and Saturn stationary retrograde. And Neptune in its shadow expression is a dissolution of things. Saturn is the concrete, the structure, the methodology, the planning. When Saturn and Neptune conjunct each other, it's like having an elongated Mercury retrograde. And that also is in the mix in that Mercury went retrograde on yesterday. So some of the dark night of the soul that many of us will be experiencing has to do with the dissolution of concrete support systems that we've had, which may be related to people that have been a part of our life, or situations that we've been able to depend upon that are no longer available in that sense. When Mercury goes retrograde, which Mercury represents the everyday mind and the logistical mind and the everyday methodology of life. And so when Mercury goes retrograde, meaning that the outer mind slows down, then the inner mind accelerates. When the intellect slows down, then intuition accelerates. So some of the releasing of things, and this also has to do with technological difficulties. So you might be noticing that, technology is getting a bit wacky and things are falling apart, and, schedulings get screwed up, and, different devices not working and all of that. So going through those types of things gives us an opportunity to turn inward. When the domain of form is not behaving, then it gives us the opportunity to deepen our relationship with the formless. And so I'm grateful for this elevated feeling. I've also been dealing with some sciatic, pain in my back. So I've, just been really difficult in terms of moving in things of that nature. And one of my native spirit name is Dancing Thunder. And, I'm in a cycle right now where I'm not able to dance in that way. And as much as I love the dancing, I'm following the wisdom of my higher mind, higher being, and not allowing myself to be in a painful attachment to that which is not currently available to me. So whatever it is that you're going through, beloved, whatever it is that is a challenge for you, then I'm offering sound frequencies on my behalf and on your behalf to move through these vibrations. In fact, I want to bring a didgeridoo in before I bring more vocal harmonics. So let me pause this, which has been playing. That's my track, Fly My Winged Love. It's from my album, Deep Space Meditation. So as I offer the frequency of the didgeridoo, I'd love for you to focus upon whatever it is that you're needing to bring into play for your own healing, and also to hold that intention for the collective. Praise Goddess. That felt wonderful. Oh, I see my beloved brother Rob Thomas. Oh, that's so timely because Rob introduced me to the didgeridoo. Oh my God, like 30 years ago, 1995, full moon, July 12th in 1995. What an amazing vibration. So, question for you, Brother Rob. Would you like to come on with me for a minute here? You being the tribal, being the source through whom I was introduced to this instrument, and interesting that I would be playing it in this moment. So let's see if I can bring you on. It's been a minute since I've done this. First of all, I see your namaste, Rob. But would you, if you want to come on with me, put a yes, and if not, just put not now, so then I'll know to move forward, because I would really love to connect with you, and I think the timing is just so stellar. Okay, says something about a slow connection here. Let me see. So, I guess maybe it's not the right moment for Rob, and because I don't see anything in there with you. I'll go a few more moments here. I may bring someone else on, but I just felt it was so timely to see that brother, there, that introduced me to the didgeridoo. And in fact, Rob has a group called In Lakesh, him and his wife, Tanya. They're one of the most amazing didgeridoo players on the planet. So be sure and check him out. So let's see, there was something I wanted to share. Oh, the all-inclusiveness, like this is in the name of my own healing. And also I want to acknowledge you, Brother Miguel. I see you there. I love you, brother. In fact, Miguel is the one who made this piece that I'm wearing. I think it's Miguel Royal, but you put it in the chat, brother, how people can access you, because I do get asked about this piece all the time. I'll never forget when I got this out in the mail when you sent it to me. I said, oh my God, that's really, really big. And I said, maybe I'm only going to wear it once in a while. And so God said to me, of course, Astarius is big. It's not a pendant, it's a breastplate. And once I got it on that level, I didn't take it off for probably about 3 months. So it's been an amazing experience. Let me see what Janet is saying. Janet Ariel, my sweet sister. Okay, this is Janet from Texas. Okay, sending me healing energy. Take back to my original DNA, heal my body, and rid myself of everything that I don't need. You're going to be okay, brother. Sending you blessings. I received, oh, there's something more. Let's see, what's the more? Okay, it disappeared. Okay, Gwenda Elias and my sister, I see you. Okay, Brother Rob, thank you for the message that we'll do that another time. But just know that even my inviting you to come on was like indeed golden. So receive the love with which I gave you that offer. So all inclusive, like this is for my healing personally, and Shelley Lee, I see you as well. And much love to you, sister. But the all-inclusiveness of healing, you know, as I said earlier, that I'm using this opportunity to milk a miracle, you know, not only for my individual challenge, but using this health challenge I'm dealing with to milk a miracle for me and also for the collective. And one of the great lessons that we're meant to learn is that healing frequency also has a resonance of the oneness of the wholeness. You know, sometimes we tend to, we see the truth that there's a oneness of wholeness of being, that we're one with every other being. And yes, we absolutely are that, one with every other being, you know, and also every healing is one with every other healing. So there's an all-inclusiveness that we want to remember when we're offering healing frequency, whether that be offering healing to self, you know, or offering healings to others. It's the kind of situation where, well, just let's take this moment of healing intention. Here we are together, we're circled in together, and we have a healing intention that we're mutually joined in. And this healing intention reaches out and gives empowerment to every other healing intention that is, was, or ever will be, and in turn is receiving empowerment from every other healing intention. It's all woven in together. Just looking at all of the different beloveds there. Also, once again, I want to say thank you to all of you for the well wishes, the prayers. I offered this information, you know, last Thursday, which it was on the 10th actually of July, and it also happened to be the full moon in Capricorn, and I started playing the didgeridoo 30 years ago on the full moon in Capricorn, which at that time fell on the 12th of July. So on the second day after, you know, doing that post, I was reading all of the different responses, and I just was moved to tears with the frequency of the love. I mean, I have an awareness that by virtue of what I offer and the intention to uplift the collective, that I'm well loved. But I tell you what, I got it on a whole nother level when you poured out to me and poured into me in the way that you did. And even, you know, with the wellness donations, offering, you know, financial, you know, donations. Thank you so much for that. Anybody wants to do that, the information is in the description by which you can. But I sat there reading those things and I was just sobbing. And the sobbing was in it was of tenderness. It was of gratitude. You know, it was of just experiencing, you know, the now moment and the powerful reality of being loved, and also just being in receivership. Because as I said before, I've had a tendency to always be so strong as a champion in giving. And now this situation is such that I must be as much a champion in receiving as I have been a champion giver. And that was a moment of really being in the deep embrace of receivership. Just so amazingly powerful. I'm also aligning with every elder version of who I am. There are elder versions of me that are far more evolved than this me in this three-dimensional matrix. And those versions can offer frequency to me because they are totally transcended above and beyond any of the difficulties that I'm going through. And I invite you to know that about yourself, beloved, no matter what your difficulties might be in life, whether they be health challenges or relationship difficulties or work issues, financial problems, that there are versions of you that are absolute champions and absolutely transcendent above and beyond all of that. And they are, in fact, you, because we are multidimensional beings, not just one-dimensional. You know, we have this one-dimensional frequency of the third dimension, and that's where so much of our attention is focused, sometimes to the extent that we begin to believe in the illusion that that's all that we are. And of course, we are all-dimensional. You know, we have versions of who we are that is in the all-dimensional resonance of ascended masterhood. And so let it be that we open up also to those frequencies. Divine Creator, we lay upon the altar of your being all of our trials and tribulations, our pains, our woes, and difficulties. And we receive from God, the Most High, unto all of our difficulties in life, the blessing, the anointing, the baptism, and the quickening. And we recognize that these difficulties are now clear, activated, eternally expressed, and eternally ascending, rising in the vibration of the all-dimensionality of the Ascension frequency that we are. God, I thank you for this difficult situation, this diagnosis. I thank you for this now teacher, prostate cancer. And I recognize and embrace that I am my own champion. As I was in the insanity of joy and sobbing and wailing earlier this morning and screaming out to the universe that I am my own champion and I am my own savior by the grace of God. And it felt so amazing to feel that. Thank you for that, God, for being able to feel that great elevation and exaltation of my spirit, even in the midst of so much difficulty going on in my body. And so much exaltation that the difficulty in my body was completely eclipsed. And I had almost no awareness of it whatsoever. And so I'm grateful for that, and I'm grateful to all of you, beloveds. And I see you, beloved Sister Dee Infinity, Sister Tony Barnett, all the beloveds, and even all of the beloveds that's going to get the afterplay. There's great numbers of people that will get the afterplay, because even the one that I shot last week, you know, there's thousands of views, you know, for that. And so, and also if you know people that you feel would resonate and be blessed by this, be sure and share this video as well. So coming home to self. And if there's anybody that would like to come on, or even if you have some specific questions that you'd like to ask, put them in the comment. So I see you say you're traveling right now, Brother Rob, and I wish you great success in all of your travelings, and I just want you to know how much I love you and how grateful I am that you introduced me to the didgeridoo those 30 years ago on the full moon of Capricorn. And interestingly enough, you are Capricorn, so that was another synergy, you know, that's there. And I definitely give my love to Tanya as well. And I'm just curious, every now and then I'm seeing a message saying slow connection. I'm prayerful that everything is coming through with clarity, but I know that it's a divine moment no matter what. Had people to say to me before, say, man, you don't even need the didgeridoo. And I always say, I swallowed one. And so that's another thing, the vocal harmonics that I do. I have a passion. Before I lay down this body and leave this planet, it is my passion to teach the intricacies of what I have been taught from within in the vocal harmonics, and also in the playing of the didgeridoo and in the wielding of the crystal staffs and wands. I have a passion, that those are things that I want to leave as a legacy, because God has been so kind to me in terms of these creative expressions of healing. And also that's one of the reasons why I know that by God's grace I can have a victory in this situation, and that I don't even have to wait. My insanity of joy that I experienced earlier today was letting me know that I don't have to wait for the dissipation of my physical difficulties in order to be in my joy. I've lived with a lot of joy and a lot of bliss, and I'd be bouncing off the walls, with this frequency of joy, this blissstafari and this juicestafari. And that's why I'm going to milk a miracle out of this situation. All is well in the kingdom of this now moment. And even as I speak, I feel this great elevation within my being. And I feel this elevation not only for me, but for you as well. That's why it is the all-dimensional healing vibration. That is the all-inclusive healing momentum. Every being in all existence is included in this now moment of healing intention. And it's so beautiful to know that. And I invite you to know that, beloved, that whenever you do your meditation or you offer healing intentions, that there is a frequency that reaches out to the all that is, that the whole universe is quickened and deliciously weak in the knees by virtue of what it is that you're sharing. You know, the human trap is that we have this feeling that things are exclusive. You know, that I meditate, I'm having an exclusive experience in my meditation and my benefits are exclusive unto me. But no, the expansion of the meditation of the drop is the expansion of the meditation of the ocean. What is given unto the drop is given unto the ocean. And even in this now moment, I want you to know, well, first of all, know that you are co-creating with me, that my givership and your receivership are equal partners in co-creation. That whatever it is that's flowing out of my mouth could not flow in exactly the same way without your co-creative hand and heart and mind in it. I want you to feel your responsibility for co-creating all of the elements of this now moment. Even when you go and see your heroes and your sheroes, or you go to a concert, no, even if you're sitting among 3,000 people receiving that particular performance, know that that performance could not be precisely the same without your input, that you are co-creating everything that's coming toward you, because your receivership and their givership are equal partners in co-creation. So feel sacred pride in every amazing thing that is ever done in the whole of life, because you live as a cellular counterpart in every being in all existence. And so any being doing any amazing thing, do so while being accompanied by a cellular counterpart and resonance of your soul essence, that you live as a presence within every being that is, was, or ever will be, because you're the holographic universe. I'm the holographic universe. Feel that vibration. Own that vibration. And feel the skyrocketing of your self-esteem by virtue of the awareness that you're part of every amazing thing and every amazing creation that ever happens. Because creation is never exclusive. It's all inclusive. And when you feel that, you experience the soul jump start. It's like the telepathic battery cables are linked, you know, your heart mind to the heart minds of those that you're acknowledging this oneness with and this shared creation with. And then it quickens you on the individual level, just like one car jump starts another when the battery's gone down. I love you so much, and I thank you for being this great catalyst for my aligning with greater elevations of my being. Because even though this diagnosis has been something that's like being knocked down, I'm getting up stronger than I was before I went down. I'm getting up stronger, not so much in spite of being knocked down. I'm getting up stronger because of being knocked down. And I pray that unto you as well. So I love you so much. Here's the last opportunity. If there's somebody that would like to jump on camera with me before we close this transmission. Otherwise, just thank you for remembering who you are. Thank you for knowing that you make a monumental impact upon the expansion of life, that life is better by virtue of your individual being. And thank you for knowing that you are an unduplicatable blessing even unto Creator Source, that God Almighty gets something from you that God Almighty can only get from you. You are an unduplicatable blessing unto source. Let's see, who's asking? Oh, okay, we do have a few people here. Let's see. Let's see if Miguel's wanting on here. Uh, Seeing if he'll pop on camera with me, and also turn this other thing down a little bit here and get more people on camera. Okay, let's see. Okay, did he come in? Okay, it said joining. Okay, where is he? Okay.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I hear you, but I don't see you, brother.
Oh, I can see myself. I can't see
Well,
you.
I would love to see you as well. I mean, that's the whole thing of coming on camera. And I know all the beloveds would love to, and all the beloveds would love to see you too. And you can also talk a little bit about this amazing jewelry that you create, these pendants. And also, it's been a while since we've connected, so I would just love to see your beautiful face, my brother King, man. Anyway, can you make yourself seen?
I let me see. Is it, I'm trying to work it here.
Okay, it may not be okay. We'll just before we disconnect, and we might bring someone else on. Uh, However, what is there a message? Is there something you want to share, just vocally, since you know you're not, uh, your image is not
Yeah,
here. What
yeah.
would you?
Actually, when I wrote the message stating that I would love to carry on this level of healing is because the work that you do, the gift that you have, shared with the world, with myself, has impacted me greatly. Has literally shifted the trajectory of my destiny.
Mm,
Um, I myself am someone that, has been drawn to healing frequencies, vibrations, and spiritual technology. Me, especially this in these times, to bring forth that healing and to bring it to the world. And so I feel that with the orgone energy technology that I use, the wire wrapping crystals as amplifiers and ourselves as the power source, um, when we couple that with vibrations and sound healing, I believe I know myself to heal from these technologies, and I want to be able to learn what that is. Because my grandfather, when he passed away, he left behind his instrument
beautiful.
that he used to play when he was in Puerto Rico. And so this instrument is a string, is with strings. And
Beautiful.
I'm learning as I go down the rabbit hole of healing that instruments can be connected with these technologies and amplified even, more further out into the world.
Beautiful,
And
brother.
so,
Would you do a favor, and that is put your information in the chat so that if people want to reach out to you, that they can. And
sure,
I'd love to bring you on another time so that people can actually see you. This is not the
yeah,
now moment, but it's good to hear your voice as well. And I love you so much. And so we're going to circle in again at a
absolutely.
different time, and I'm going to see if I can bring on a couple more people.
Absolutely. It's been a pleasure and honor and privilege, my brother, to be able to get on this transmission with you. And yeah, just keep me
Beautiful.
posted and I'll leave my info in the comment section.
Beautiful. Love you so much.
Love you too, brother.
Okay, so let's see who else we got that's wanting to come on. So we have a Nicole. Let's see if we can get Nicole on here. Okay, couldn't add this. This person was unavailable. Close that. Let's see. Who else? Is there anyone else? Cancel that one. Okay, well, it may not be a moment for that, and everything has its own perfection, and I'm so grateful for the wholeness of this now moment. I think the one thing, though, that I would like to conclude with just giving you some experience of my space. Now, where's I think the shift camera. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Yeah, I just want to share with you some of the frequency here in my temple ascension chamber. So just feel some of the vibration of this space wherein I work the magic and work the forces, and just let yourself feel the frequency of this, because all of these things, these crystal wands and staffs that you see, they're all my creations, and they all emanate amazing healing frequency. So just allow yourself to receive the quickening vibration of my healing space. This is Ascension Temple, and these are my sacred Ascension geometry ceiling treatments that carry such amazing vibrations. This is over my flying carpet, which is my Ascension healing table. This is what you look up at when laying on the table. Some of the crystal wand energy. I go to such amazingly high spaces when I create these wands and staffs. So feel the vibration emanating out to you, quickening your spirit. And there's yours truly, my own self, who I love so much. Oh, sweet Astarius Miraculii, I love you so much, even unto my inner child, and know that we are our own champion and savior. And I am a double Aquarius. That's why you see the two Aquarius symbols on my cheeks there. And also, let me show you baby Astarius Miraculii at, let's see, I gotta be, let's say, 6 months old here. And so I resonate with my inner child. I always love having this close to my healing table. And then there's frequencies of healing here, of the angel offering its vibration, onto someone in the recovering bed, and the energy of the cosmic Christ. This is Haile Selassie. I see, however, it as a representation of the cosmic Christ and the Christ spirit that exists within each and every one of us. Oh, and let's get this little cluster of staffs here that stand 5.5 to 6 feet tall. Just feel that vibration reaching out and quickening your vibration, offering the healing frequency, and then here with a more crystal staff energy here, and the crystal wands here. And then this is Susan Seton Goulet's depiction of Saint Germain. It's the most different depiction of Saint Germain as I've ever saw, but it's the one that I resonate with most. And Saint Germain is my spiritual daddy. It's my cosmic father. Just love that frequency. And then coming down here, to feel the central altar and the vibrations that it holds, where I do my prayers and sacred intentions. And we have some Buddha energy. So we absorb that Buddha frequency and allowing that to become a quickening force inside of us, that we remember our own Buddha consciousness as well as our Christ consciousness. More two different styles of the Ascension scepter wands that I make. So feel these vibrations reaching out to you, bringing about that quickening energy for you. Thank you, Divine Creator, for all of this energy. Thank you for the way in which all of this frequency is aligned with the all-dimensionality of life, all the dimensions, all the way up to the 12th dimension and beyond. Thank you for the frequency of Nefertiti. Thank you for the frequency of all of the crystal energy, for the gazing ball that is a representation of the microcosm that takes in the macrocosm. This is this ball, as well as these convex mirrors, being of just a small diameter, that is, but takes in the whole frequency of the entire space. And just love the frequency of the crystal energy. Feel that vibration reaching out to you, being a quickening force for the affirmation of your own healing. And then also we got, of course, that Pharaoh vibration, and then going on down here, we got Ganesha, the remover of obstacles, and another depiction of Buddha, and this amazing staff here. This staff has a mystical story. I was commissioned to make this staff for someone, and they paid me for it. And at the very end, they didn't feel it was meant for them, and they want me to have this staff. I had no idea when I was making this staff that I was actually making it for myself. So I was all ready to deliver it to them. And they said, "No, Astarius, that's for you." Even after having paid for it. That's one of those really, really mystical things. And then I have my warrior angel. This particular piece, when it's opened up fully, stands about 9 feet tall. Received this one in 1984, living in Sedona. The artist, whose name is Jim Leisure, shows up at my house to get a session. He said, "Before we do this session, I have something I want to give you." Took me out into the driveway and took this out of his truck and unfurled it in my driveway and looked up at me like a little child. He said, "You want it?" He had had this piece for 13 years, and he could have sold it many times over because it's a phenomenal piece. And he said that when he was coming for his session, the creator told him that he had to give that piece to me. So here's some more crystal staff energy, crystal wand energy, wonderful piece of art by Mariela de la Paz called Ayahuasca at the Gates of San Pedro. An amazing, amazing, amazing piece, there. You can find her online, Mariela de la Paz, because she has phenomenal art. She's my sister from Chile. And so anyway, here's, some of the frequency, and I appreciate of you experiencing. My chief power animal is the black maned African lion. So this one carries also my name, Dancing Thunder. And then we got some Shiva energy down here. And up here is my mama, Elizabeth. affectionately known as Lady Liz, and she's got me on her lap at about 3.5 years old. And I just love that particular vibration, more crystal one and crystal staff energy. I feel so honored and grateful that God has been kind enough to give me the ability to fulfill this art and the tremendous power that are in these pieces. I mean, this is, I've been such an amazing healer for so much of my life, is where it took me completely by surprise. And it really gave expansive meaning to the term wounded healer, which we all are that, we all are healers and we all have woundedness. And it's a great, yoga piece there. And also then here's a lot of my pendants, I have a couple for matter of fact, here's one here, let's zero here. This is Miguel gave me this particular piece. I had purchased a piece and then I looked up and this was in the mail as well. He said, I want to give you this. The main piece is shungite. He said, you do so much work, you need to have this protection vibration. So he gave me that. And here's another piece. I'm going to have to pull this one off here. He wrapped this piece for me, which is azurite. And I always have to put my 2 cents in too. So I did all of that to the back. I don't know if you saw that, Miguel, but so this is now a co-creation between you and I. This was given to me by Christopher Blessed Bonds. He's works deeply with the orgonite, and that's a pine cone. And he said he loved the stuff I did with spirit wrap, and I met him at the was at a Lucidity Festival, and he said, I just want to give you something. He took it right off his neck and gave me that. There's that Phoenix vibration I had specially made for me that was made on a Zuni reservation. And then I have another amazing azurite piece. There's a whole story behind that. Too much to go into right now. And these are all the different pendants that I wear for different intentions at different times. Here's my lion's tooth, my African lion's tooth. It was a big lion, and with some azurite on top. And then here's the yoni. I'm sure you remember wrapping this for me, Miguel. That portal that we've all had to come through to come into incarnation. And then I put that pearl in the middle up there, which is what's that stone? I'm spacing on it right now. It's an iridescent stone. But anyway, there's Mama Yoni and the portal that we all had to come through in order to get here. So much love and gratitude to Mama Yoni for enabling us to get here. So anyway, that's a little journey. Well, it's my artistic symbol of dicomio on Shazé Shonin dicomio. And lastly, this piece here, I was working with an AI artist and I gave him an image of me and I said, I'd like for you to give me several female versions. So this is actually a female version of Astarius here, because he sent me 13 different ones, and I wind up using this one on the album cover of my latest album, and which is called Money Wisdom. And see, and also here we are together. So this is like one of my celestial twins there. And then the galactic lion, that's more lion energy. I love that galactic lion vibration. So anyway, beloveds, let me flip it around here again. And I appreciate you all taking this journey with me, sharing in this vibration and loving you with the passion of heaven. Thank you again for all of your prayers and well wishes, and thank you for your wellness donations. And thank you for sharing this video with as many people as you feel moved to. And so I'm loving you with the passion of heaven and championing you and your victory, championing me and my victory, and gratitude for your championing me. Yeah, I love you so much.